Hey everybody, welcome to the stream and welcome to another day in Azeroth. Hope everybody is doing fantastic this Tuesday. Eags, Michael, David, Carrie, Tanita, Lorraine, Lael, welcome everybody. We are going to start in Feralas today. We got a couple of things to work on that I think we can do. We're going to start by going after the Screecher Spirits. We have to kill these, then use an item on their corpse. And that actually turns in back in Tannerus. And then we have to go after the missing courier's bag. That has a follow-up to it. So let's just start by going after the Screechers. We should be able to find some of them nearby, and then we will go from there. Jose, welcome to the stream. Mr. Blaster, good morning to you. Dark Knight, good morning to you. Welcome to the stream. Oh, well, there we go. That one's done. This is a really easy one if you know where to look. So, let's mount up, and I think we'll just run all the way down to the south. I don't think I want to do these level 48 quests yet. We have Zap Giants and Feel for the Zapping. With them being level 48, I would rather wait. The Sea Elementals are level 47. We might be able to do it. So we have to kill a bunch of water elementals, and then we have to zap the elite giants, and we have to kill them also. Maybe we can just get it done. We don't have any world buffs or anything like that. But we might be strong enough.
Yo, glad I could help. Hurry back.
Tactical, welcome to the stream, buddy. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, no Joyous Journey buff. Blizzard have let me down yet again. Not that I should be really surprised at this point in life. But yeah, we didn't get a Joyous Journey buff. We didn't get anything today. I guess we just get to keep waiting for pre-patch, and then we'll be happy enough to have pre-patch. We're just classic players. I mean, ultimately, who really cares? Alright, some of these guys are level 48. That being said, they're not incredibly powerful. They still have a lot of HP. How many do we need? We need 15 of these guys. 15 is a lot. Marie, welcome to the stream and thanks for joining us. Have I been leveling lockpicking? No, not really. We got it up to like 100. Maybe someday I'll go back and level it up. Dave, good morning to you. Welcome to the stream. This is not really a rogue-friendly quest. All of these elementals are going to be immune to my poisons. I think I'd rather do these series of quests with like a world buff, or maybe if we had a couple more levels I wouldn't mind doing it, but I don't think I want to do this one now. Between the health pool of the elites and the fact that we're missing a lot of our damage on the elementals, I just don't want to do this one now. Dave, thanks so much for the 4 months, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm starting at 10 now. 10 o'clock is my, well, 10 o'clock my time is going to be my weekday start time. And then on the weekends, I don't know. On the weekends, anything goes. On the weekends, I'll probably be a bit later. This is a bad situation. I don't really want to pop my potion because it's the last potion that I have. But I'm gonna have to pop my potion, and even then I don't even know if I'll kill this. You know, I should have just popped Vanish instead. And I should have saved the potion. ZF today? We did ZF yesterday. We might do another run today. I kind of, I don't know. I don't know how much ZF I want to do. I get really annoyed because most groups go in there and then they skip a majority of the kill XP. And it just annoys me. There's no other reason to do dungeons at this level in Classic. The gear's not that great, there's only a handful of quests. And so if you're farming dungeons for XP, you kill everything. But no group does that. Particularly the room with all the zombies that you have to wake up. It really bothers me when I do ZF. And we take the time to get the run together, and the group doesn't want to clear the whole room. It's like, well, that's a big chunk of the XP for going in there. I don't want to waste my time going into a run where we're just going to skip a third of the kill XP. It seems really pointless. So I don't know how much more ZF we'll do. If we do any more ZF, we have to go with a warrior tank. Just like the last one we did, we just didn't have a lot of damage output. It just took a long time. Scheduled maintenance happening soon. Not for me, I'm playing on the EU realms. It's one of the reasons why I play on the EU realms, so that the US scheduled maintenance does not interrupt my streaming. It doesn't affect me at all. I think to get the follow-up, we have to take this right back. I'm just going to be really lazy. We'll hearth back. We'll turn this in. I think the follow... Ooh. Lovely. I don't think I can kill this guy. What are my options? I could gouge him and run away. Oh, the gouge missed. Perfect. Whew. Since we're not getting a Joyous Journeys, I thought about playing an alt until pre-patch comes out. I might put a few more days into the Rogue, but if I'm gonna have to play the Rogue during pre-patch, then I'd almost rather just wait for pre-patch and for all the leveling changes. Because it's the difference, like, from 45 to 60, right now in Classic Era, that's gonna take me about 60 hours. If I wait till the pre-patch changes, it's gonna take like 25 or 30 hours. It's literally a difference of like 20 or 30 hours. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep playing today. I'm gonna play the Rogue today, but since we're not getting a Joyous Journey, we're not getting any other kind of like special world buffs leading up to pre-patch, I might just shelf the character for pre-patch. And then we'll get it leveled up to 58 during the pre-patch once all the changes have come in. In Search of Knowledge, I think this one has to go to Root Theron Village. That's a bummer. I actually went out to Root Theron Village last night. I picked up Favorite of a Loon, which is a quest that happens out in the Hinterlands. And I also trained leatherworking. I mean, we have it at 225 now. I don't know if I'm going to do leatherworking or not, but I trained it just in case. Take the discarded knife to somebody. Okay. You were only shocked because I've talked about it a lot. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I was shocked. I was just disappointed. It's the same thing that I'm always disappointed with. I feel like as Classic players, we just get the short end of everything. We don't get to have a lot of cool stuff. They're basically like, you know, be happy that you have Classic, be happy that you're getting TBC, now bugger off. That's what I feel like. That's how I feel like Blizz treats Classic players. Like, be happy you're getting anything, now bugger off. It's like, oh, okay, well that feels nice. Instead of doing anything themselves to create any kind of hype, they just rely on the community to create hype of its own. Which for the most part we succeed at.
I am honored. Go in peace. Farewell. Good luck, friend.
Yeah, and I loved, like, they gave us the world buff, but it was like, it was for 5 days or 4 days or some really short amount of time that it barely even made sense, like, why we had it at all. My working theory is that they can't incentivize too many people to play Classic, because if they make playing Classic too appealing, then people might not log into retail for a little bit. And every single moment that a person chooses to not log into retail in their minds is a moment that they might lose out on sales. If I'm not logged into retail, I can't buy shit off the shop. So if I'm choosing to go play Classic because they dropped a Joyous Journey, then that's potential revenue, like, right out of the shareholders' pockets. That's what I figure it is. That's why I figure they don't do more events for Classic. They don't try to get people back into playing Classic during lulls. They used to do more of that stuff. Like, when there used to be a lull, they would put out a buff. You know, they'd have some way to pull people back in. It doesn't seem like they really care about that anymore. Yeah, I might see if maybe I can get the 50. And if I get the 50, I might let the character rest for a little bit. Let her get some rested XP, and then with the pre-patch changes, then I'll come back and do the last 8 levels with the pre-patch changes. The best place for a character to stop leveling probably would have been level 40. Level 40 would have been the perfect time to stop leveling, because then we could have saved all of the new Dustswallow quest. Because they're going to be adding, you know, a bunch of Dustswallow Marsh quests get added in TBC. They basically, like, flesh out the zone and make it a real level 35 to 45 zone. The best place to park the character would have been back at level 40. Then we wouldn't have had to struggle through the level 40 to 45 grind that we've been doing. Just could have just waited for Dustswallow Marsh to open up. Bilko, Primordial, welcome to the stream. Thank you both for being here today. I mean, I guess the only thing we really have left here are Yetis. Like, if we want to do Yetis, we can do Yetis. For some reason, I thought we had more stuff to do here. But we don't. I don't really know where I want to quest at this level. At this level, we're kind of running out of stuff to do. Kind of running out of stuff to do. I could just jump in the queue for ZF, but I don't really know if I'm in the mood for it or not. Maybe everything here is level 48. Maybe everything here is too strong for me. Seems likely. That's not gonna work. Alright, new plan. Let's just go find somewhere to grind for a little bit. Maybe we can grind on the old Yetis, the ones that are not gonna be level 48 or 50. Maybe that's a good idea. I'd like to find something right at our level, 45, 46, 44. And then we can grind for a bit. Maybe we can do this ZF run at some point. I don't know. Other than that, you know, we do have a handful of quests we can try to do in the Hinterlands. Level 45, level 48, level 45, so all those are good. We have the level 47 that I picked up in Root Theron Village. We could do that one. So maybe that's a plan. Maybe at some point today we head back to the Eastern Kingdoms. It's going to be a little bit of a pain to get there. We need a Kalimdor Hearthstone and an Eastern Kingdoms Hearthstone. We need to have, there need to be 2 different Hearthstones. And the Hearthstones need to be specific to the continent that you're in, whether it's Kalimdor or Northrend or Eastern Kingdoms. You should just have one Hearthstone for each continent that you can bind somewhere. That way we can, you know, get back and forth pretty easily between Durotar and Eastern Kingdoms. That'd be nice. What about Searing Gorge? I hate Searing Gorge so much. Drew, thanks for the 21 months of support. That is a lot of support, and I really appreciate you being here. Yeah, Primordial Searing Gorge is not a favorite place of mine. I don't really care for it. I try to avoid it at all costs, type of deal, and so we'll see. Yeah, for Felwood we want to be level 49. I think is good for Felwood. 49.50. Yeah, we just don't really have anywhere to go. We can vacillate between Feralas and Tannerus. We can do the few quests that remain. We have the few quests out in the Hinterlands. We might have one or two more quests we can possibly manage back in Stranglethorn. I'm thinking about the Captain's quest. There just aren't any zones right now with more than one or two quests. You know, the Hinterlands is our best hope. There's like 3 or 4 quests there we can do. Besides that, we don't really have any big questing zones coming up until we can get into Ungoro Crater, and I can't really go to Ungoro Crater until I'm level 51 or 52. So yeah, you gotta get to 51 or 52. Once you get into the low 50s, then a bunch of stuff opens up. You know, you got Felwood, Ungoro, you know, level 54, you can start doing Winter Spring stuff, you can go into the Plague Lands. Like, it's just really hard for me to get into the 50s. Well, the level 40s are like, for me, it's the hardest level bracket, just getting 40 to 50. Do I think they'll offer a faction change for TBC? Like a paid faction change? Is there not already a paid faction change available for Classic? But they're not going to offer you anything for free, but they might sell you one. They might already sell you one. I don't know. Either way, what they're not going to let you do is they're not going to let you faction change into like a Blood Elf or faction change into a Draenei. I don't think. They're not letting you boost those races. So if they're not letting you use the boost on them, I would assume that if there were a character transfer to a different faction, those races would be unavailable. There's no current transfer for Anniversary. I'm not sure. I guess it would depend on when that service was added to the game. If they added that service to the game in TBC, then maybe they'll have it. If that service didn't originally get added till a later expansion, then probably not. Badlands? I think we're past we did everything in Badlands we could do, basically. There was the Rock Elemental quest, but that was like a level 37 quest, so that would be a lower level quest by now. Yeah, it's just a tough level bracket to be in. That's why people just grind ZF 500 times. Athos got stuck at level 47 trying to find quests. Oh, I remember that, yeah. Athos got stuck at level 47. I tried to grind him up for a while. I think I got him to like level 49 or 50, and then I boosted him. Yeah, they had the Dark Portal Pass back in original TBC, which was a character boost you can get for like $39. And so I got him to like level 50, and I was like, I'm not going to get the last 8 levels. It's just taking too long, it's too painful, and I used my boost on him. because the last like 8 or 9 levels were going to take me 30 or 40 hours, and I value my time more than that at that point, so I ended up boosting him. And then I took him into TBC eventually, and then discipline spec was really awful, and I didn't really like shadow spec back then. Like aesthetically, I did not want to be a shadow priest, and so I just lost interest in it. I couldn't play disc anymore, and I didn't like shadow back then, and I just kind of lost interest in him. But yeah, he got stuck. Ren Rambles got stuck around level 46 or 47 as well. It's the same level bracket that kills me every single time. And the only time it doesn't kill a character is when I commit to just mindless grinding, whether it's grinding hundreds of dungeons or just grinding thousands of mobs solo. That's really the only thing that gets me through that level bracket. We have like 3 quests in the Swamp of Sorrows. It's not even worth going there, especially since on the Alliance side we don't have a flight point or a town or anything. Maradon? I already forgot about Maradon. I'm not gonna do Maradon. Maradon is like a mini raid, and after 20 years, nobody knows the route still. Nobody knows the route, and also what people forgot is how to do just one side. It used to be like we wouldn't do the whole thing. We would pick a color, and that's the side you would do, and people knew those routes. So, you know, you would do one of the sides. Nowadays, people can't even really get that straight. So if you ever even make it through the instance portal in Maradon, you're going to spend a weird, unidentifiable amount of time there. You're going to kill some bosses, and eventually your group's going to fall apart. That's if you get a Maradon group going. Nobody does it, because it's just not efficient. It's much more efficient to just do ZF 1,000 times, and these days people will just do what's more efficient. Especially on the eve of an expansion, where they're not going to need any of the loot out of the dungeons for any length of time, then they're just going to do whatever is the most efficient, so... It sucks, but it is what it is. As a sole DPS in the ZF queue, I'm never going to get invited. That's the other problem. That's the big problem without having an automated group finder, is that if you leave it in the hands of players to manually put groups together for 5-mans, then some people are just going to slip through the cracks, and some classes and some specs and some people are just never going to get invited to a group. Whereas, you know, when it's an automated system, you'll wait 12 minutes or 15 minutes or 8 minutes or 2 minutes, and eventually you will for sure get a group. With the manual dungeon maker, I could sit here for 6 hours, and if nobody wants another rogue, then nobody takes me, and I just sit here and I don't get invited. So, you know, on the list of things I'd love to see change for TBC, I think we need the Wrath of the Lich King automated group finder, so that as a DPS you can actually get into groups, because wouldn't that be swell? Oh, you know what? Maybe we can go do this Freedom for All Creatures quest. Let's go check that out. That's an okay quest chain if we can manage it. Alright, so we have to open the cage. All the Sprite darters are gonna get out, and then 6 of them have to live. So I feel like what I usually do is I try to kill as many of these Tauren as I can before I open the cage. And that makes it a little bit easier to make sure that some of them get away alive. And I guess maybe we have this NPC with us? Which I don't really remember, but apparently she's with us. Not only is she with us, she's gonna pull whatever she wants to, and she's probably gonna cause no end of trouble for us. So there's that. I don't really care for that. Okay. Also, I'm sure if she dies, we probably fail the quest. Yeah, the camp respawns really fast. Yeah, it does. I hope she'll just chill for a minute. I wish she would only attack what I attack, but she wound up her bow, I feel like, before I had attacked anything. Like, right now she's following me. But I swear she took that shot before I had attacked anybody. And we're going to try to kill a few more down the road before we open this up. But we have to walk the line between, like, taking the time to kill a few more, but not taking so much time that the guys behind us start to respawn. Like, that's the real trick. We have to clear a little bit, so when the darters go, some of them get away. But we can't clear everybody. We can't clear everybody for the whole way out. Like, I can kill this guy, and then we can kill the guy below. And then after that, I think we have to pop the cage. So if we wait too much longer, they're all going to respawn back here. Oh, there's 2 guys down here. Oof. I don't know. I don't know if we have time to kill both of them. Yeah, they're already respawned. I have to just pop the cage and hope for the best. Let's follow. Oh, yeah. Okay, great. Yep, come on, everybody. Out of the cage. Oh, there we go. That worked. Wayne, welcome to the stream, buddy. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, they didn't all get away. But the requisite 6 got away. Oh dear God. Where's my NPC lady? She's supposed to come back and reset, and I think like she is the quest giver for this. So if I lost her, she's dead out there somewhere, then I don't know when we get to turn this in and take the follow-up. Is she back? Does yellow dot mean she's back? Okay, good.
I am honored.
And then the follow-up is to kill 12 naturalists and 10 raiders and 6 shaman.
Goddess watch over you.
Talon, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. The early start time is an adjustment for me too, trust me. It's been a very different sort of week than last week. Is this the anniversary servers? Yes. If I engage the ones that are already engaged with the Sprite darters, I don't get any credit for them. I don't get kill credit and I can't loot. So let's not do that. Viviana and Feathermoon Stronghold also sells cooking recipes. I will give that a look next time we're there. Gerald, good evening to you and welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us today. Wow. I don't think I've ever been up here. And there's a lot more up here than Questie would have you believe. I'm glad I checked this out. These Grim Totem might be our next really good grind spot. They're easy to deal with. A lot of them can be disarmed. And the ones that can't be disarmed are more like casters, and we can rip through them pretty easily. We can also interrupt their heals. This might be Naga's 2.0 for us, for a little bit at least. Especially because while there are players here, it doesn't seem to be completely farmed out all the time. Do they have pockets? They have pockets. I'm probably not going to pick them though. But they do have pockets. I tell myself that because they're humanoids, they have a higher chance of dropping cool loot. And that's not really true when it comes to random blues and epics, I don't think, but that's what I tell myself. So yeah, at least they're humanoids. Okay, I lied. This area is now completely picked over by players. Let's turn the quest in, and if we're lucky, maybe we'll catch a respawn. And if we're not lucky, then pretty soon we'll probably start thinking about finding our way back to the Eastern Kingdoms. Maybe we can hope for slightly less players in the Hinterlands.
Peace be with you.
Alright, so I now have 2 quests that I have to take to Darnassus. I'll have to do that after the stream. We have this one that goes to Tyrande and one other.
Asha Feralas.
Just free experience at this point. Geo, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream and thanks for joining us. I don't think many players come up here, because every other part of this area is completely combed over by players, and we haven't really seen anybody up here yet. I hope nobody saw me go up that oh, they saw me, son of a... the secret's out, guys. The secret is out. I gotta pull everybody I can here. Calling this the 2026 pre-TBC Battle of the Mobs. It really is a battle out here. Yeah, it's quite some competition between players just to get any tags on anything. If you're trying to fight stuff in an area where a quest happens, good luck. If you're trying to fight stuff in an area where a quest doesn't happen, good luck. There's 10 layers, and it's not enough, apparently. Because, yeah, we often can't settle into a good grind spot. Even when we find decent grind spots, it's like quickly they become overrun. They don't stay good for very long. Professions for a warlock, skinning is really good early just to make money, just to sell it to the vendor for coin. So you're on the right track. You could do tailoring. Tailoring's decent. You can make your own bags with tailoring. If you just want to make money at endgame, then I would recommend herbalism alchemy. You can sell elixirs and flasks and potions and stuff, and having that stuff for yourself is useful as well while you level up. Can't go wrong with herbalism alchemy. Well, what's going to be great for pre-patch is everybody's going to go roll their Draenei and their Blood Elves. So if you want to have an okay time during pre-patch, don't do that. Don't level a Draenei or a Blood Elf. If you level a Draenei or a Blood Elf, good luck to you. It's... the first couple days are probably going to be really, really tough. Every day might be tough until the Dark Portal opens. And people can go into Outland and start to spread out a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Yeah, pre-patch happens next week. January 13. I am not prepared. But I think I've just gotten used to the idea, like, I'm gonna be leveling this character during pre-patch. There's no way we're going to be 58 by the 13th. And really, that's okay, because once we're in pre-patch, it's going to be a lot easier to get the last 10 levels than it is right now, just by nature of needing less XP to level up. The amount of players is probably still going to be the same, but at least it'll be less XP per level. Today I thought about shelving this character until the pre-patch, just because of how slow it is and how many people are on. But to be honest, I don't really have another class I even want to play. So I think I'm just going to try to stick it out, and we'll just try to slowly make whatever progress we can. And then we'll have to get to level 58 sometime during the pre-patch to make sure we're ready to go through the Dark Portal, instead of doing anything else with pre-patch. Yeah, I've been sitting in queue for ZF for the last hour or so, I'd say. It's been an hour, and as a lone DPS in the current system, you're probably never going to find a group. Yeah, if you're like a rogue, or you're a hunter, or you're a DPS warrior, all I had to do was talk about it. Okay, I stand corrected. You will find a group after sitting in the queue for an hour. It'll take an hour, though. Whereas with the Wrath Dungeon Finder, at the longest it would ever take would be like 12 or 15 minutes. Yeah, so you're talking about, like, do you want it to take 12 or 15 minutes for you to find a group as a DPS? Or do you want to wait in queue for an hour? Because waiting in queue for an hour is what I just did, just to do a ZF run. Tons of people in the queue. But, you know, if you're one of 7 rogues, if you're not the highest level one of them, then you're not going to get an invite. If your name just doesn't happen to be at the top of the list, you're just not going to get an invite. If you're not unqueuing and requeuing to move your name back up the list, you're just not going to get an invite. You're going to sink to the bottom of the list. No one's going to see you there or care. Because that's what happens when you let humans make groups. They're going to pick the people at the top, and if they put any thought to it at all, they're going to pick the people that are higher level, because that's going to make the run go faster. So if you're the 5th rogue down the list and you're 2 levels beneath everybody else, well, you wait an hour and a half. And that's not great. And so I think it would be best just to use the automated group finder. That way everybody is on even footing. Unless they want to do a guild run or something like that. Well, they got a warlock. I don't know where these people are at. Oh, everyone's here with me. Everybody's in Feralas for this one. I'm assuming this is a ZF group. This could be anything, but 45, 44 warlock, 44 pally. Anyone got the mallet? Nada. Not I. Not I, said the rogue. And then they kicked him and never heard from him again. If you're level 25, I'd say you're fine to level right now, as long as you're not like frustrated by how many people are online. I would say like probably stop around 35. You're gonna have a lot more quests to do in Dustwallow Marsh, starting at level 35 to level 40 something once the pre-patch hits. There might be a couple other areas that have had quests added. Also, all of the elite quests that you may be skipping, those will all be solo quests. So like, yeah, like, so you could probably level some more, but yeah, I wouldn't push very hard. I would reserve any serious leveling at this point until pre-patch hits, since we're definitively not getting a Joyous Journeys buff this week. I would say just like play a little bit, but maybe work on your professions. Make sure your professions are caught up if you want to do professions, but otherwise don't level too hard. We're doing combat on this rogue, and it's a lot of fun to play, yeah. Rogue is my least played class, I think, in Classic besides Druid. And it's been fun. I've gotten to know the rogue very well, and I love it. It's been a real joy to push the buttons. We almost had a second pally, and then he bailed out. We can hearth out of here anytime. In fact, I think I will... Well, it's hard to hearth out while I still got guys to kill. I'm gonna kill a couple more guys. Once we get our 5th member and they actually stay in the group, and then we'll hearth back. We'll empty the inventory and we'll jump on a flight. And not until we have a full group. The worst case scenario, the warlock can summon us. Oh, yay, 2 rogues. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Okay. Let's hearth out.
Greetings.
And I'm going to step away for a minute in flight and refill my coffee. Can't forget to empty the inventory. Last time I emptied the inventory before we went, but I think it got full anyway. And I think it's because I'm holding on to a lot of quest items that I don't need anymore. Let's see if I can find any of those things. A level 37 quest I don't care about. Let's drop that. Thieves' tools I need. The clubbed foot, that's a Stranglethorn quest. The captain's key, like I don't think I'm ever going to use this realistically. I don't care. I'm going to drop it. Never going to be able to open you. Okay, well maybe that's it for quest items. Apparently if we turn in Screecher Spirits, there's a follow-up in the dungeon. There we go. Me 2, me 3. Sure they're gonna love that. Yeah, if there's a dungeon follow-up, then we gotta go turn this one in. TBC pre-patch starts on January 13th, and we don't know when the Dark Portal opens yet. But usually it's about 4 weeks from pre-patch to full release, so we can speculate maybe February 10. Dustin, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. To play TBC, you have to have an active sub to WoW. And then with your active WoW sub, you get access to play Classic Era. When you go to play Classic Era, you want to play on the Anniversary Realms. The Anniversary Realms are going to be the ones that move to TBC, starting with the pre-patch on January 13th. So, like, make sure you don't end up playing Mista Pandaria Classic. Make sure you don't end up playing on a hardcore realm. You're looking for either a PvE or PvP Anniversary Realm. And then that's it. Start a character there. On January 13th, you'll be in TBC pre-patch, and sometime after that, we'll be in full release. You'll be able to make a Blood Elf or a Draenei on January 13th.
Hello, Mom. See ya later. Talkie, talkie.
There we go, that's the tablet quest. Okay. Now we're good. We also need... Thought we needed more Scarab Shells, but maybe we got that one done. Yeah, Scarab Shells. We got 2 out of 5, so we need a few more. And then for this one, there's 2 different tablets we have to click on. I know where one of them is. I'm not quite sure on the second one. Maybe it'll be obvious once we're doing the run. We need to hit up a vendor. That's what we didn't do yet. Preferably one that can repair us.
I got the best deals anywhere. How are you?
Did I repair it? Yeah, it happens automatically. Leatrix will do that automatically for me as long as I'm vendoring to somebody who has the ability. CNET, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I figured I would do at least one more ZF run to finish the questing and then see how I feel after that. I was not really digging ZF yesterday, but we'll see how today's run goes. Your paladin might be permanently benched until pre-patch. Yeah, no, I understand that. Especially since we didn't get a Joyous Journey or anything. I thought about benching this character till pre-patch, but I have nothing else I want to play, so here I am. Yeah, once we didn't get Joyous Journey, and I realized I was still going to be leveling this character in pre-patch, like I thought about just benching it. Waiting for all the class and all the XP changes to come in. You know? But I'm going to play it a bit more. Well, mainly because I don't have anything else I want to play. Especially in the level 40s and 50s, the time difference between levels, like the amount of XP to level, is going to be like 30 or 40% reduced when the pre-patch hits. So, you know. If I had any other class that I was interested in, I would probably just nerf this character until the 13th. Just bench him, put him on the bench, let him sit. They'd probably collect like a full level of rested in that time. And then come back in pre-patch with a full level of rested XP. That would be the way to go. Rested XP gives you bonus experience for kills. It's something you accumulate when you log off in a resting area, which is either an inn or a major city. You accumulate rested XP, and then you get like double XP on kills. Oh, here we go. See how we're already skipping stuff? Like, I just don't get it. I wish someone would explain it to me. What's the point of doing these dungeons if you're gonna skip a bunch of mobs? Does anybody know? Like, there's only a handful of quests, you get those done, and like, what's the point of running this dungeon again and again if you're just gonna skip as many mobs as you can? What's the point? It's so annoying. It takes so long to get for a DPS to get into a group, and then it takes so long to get the group together to where you can do the dungeon, and then they don't even want to pull all the groups. They want to skip everything. Look, we're pulling it anyway. Just pull everything. Just kill everything. I mean, we're all here to level up, inevitably. We'll kill some scarabs eventually. We'll probably kill some scarabs in the big scarab room. Oh, here we go. Hey, let's just skip everything. Let's skip that whole room. Who cares? Until somebody accidentally pulls something. It's all good until then. Oh, whoops. Oh, looks like we accidentally pulled something. Better line of sight it all. Whoopsie. Oh, that's what happens when you skip stuff. Somebody accidentally pulls. Oh, never mind. Maybe we won't kill any scarabs. It's fine. I don't care. What can I do, you know? I'm just a lone DPS. I'll just follow the tank around and we'll kill the 12 mobs that we're going to kill in the dungeon. We'll kill the bosses. We'll have gained 1 bubble of XP and we'll move on to the next. Like, in this environment, I really wish they would do what hardcore does. And I wish they would move all the XP to the bosses. Like, people skip so much. Please move all the mob XP to the bosses. That way you kill the boss, which every group is going to kill the boss. Then you get a big chunk of XP. Because I'm just tired of losing out on all the XP in the runs because we're skipping all the mobs. Like, people don't want to fight mobs. I get it. Let's just put all the XP on the bosses. Just like it's done in hardcore. That way people can speedrun to their heart's content, and we're not missing out on anything. I mean, according to that fight, just me and the other rogue are pumping out decent DPS. I don't really know what happened during that fight, but our DPS took a turn for the worse. It was all good up until then. Oh, he dropped the Lifeblood Amulets. 13 spirits, or sorry, 5 spirit, 13 stamina. It's a good item. I'm not gonna roll on it over a tank, but it's a really good neck piece for basically anybody while you're questing, because you need stamina and you need spirit. So we'll let the tank have it. The lock went yeah, the lock was but locks have ways to deal with that though. He should have just tapped some mana. Whatever it is they do, tap their life.
Sands consume you.
Drop some cloth gloves with 10 stamina, 11 int, and 10 spirit. Very nice cloth gloves. Looks like the warlock grabbed those. I don't blame him. CK, welcome to the stream, buddy. Thanks for joining us today. I did get a ZF group. I only sat in the queue for an hour and 15 minutes before getting invited as a DPS. Everyone loves an hour and 15-minute queue time, right? The warlock's name is Urinal in English. We can put that on the list of things I didn't need to know. And, you know, I'm not surprised because, well, he's a WoW player, so I'm not shocked that his player name is Urinal. You wouldn't believe how many seemingly normal people have World of Warcraft character names that are gross or disturbing or any number of things, and like you would meet the person, you'd be like, well, this is a completely normal WoW player. Well, yeah, like that's the point. Have I ever done the quest to get the mallet? Yeah, I probably did it like way back in the day. Like 18 or 19 years ago, I probably did it once. It's in the Hinterlands somewhere. Maybe part of the Jinta Allure questing, I don't know. No time in Classic. No time in Classic have I ever done the quest. Am I gonna stay sword spec or am I gonna switch to daggers? I'm gonna stay sword spec. Unless it becomes A, completely unviable for raiding, or B, I find out I like a different spec more. But for right now, I'm really loving the gameplay of sword spec. And that is my plan. Especially for leveling up.
Let the executions begin.
Hello.
Daggers is crazy burst DPS, but it's a lot of work. We all know that what I don't want is a lot of work. Yeah, I really like the basically auto attack vibe that I have on swords. Like, I have options of what I can do, but obviously a lot of my damage right now is auto attack. And I kind of like that. How am I moving my tune? WASD, a gamepad, other. I'm using a combination of my keyboard and my mouse, as one does. Yeah. Just a combination of my keyboard and mouse. Demon Hunter, welcome to the stream, buddy. What have you missed? Just some grinding. Did some grinding in Feralas, and now here we are. You're using your mouse by holding down both buttons, and you understand now that this is fail. You can't use just one way of moving your character, really. It's not that using both buttons on your mouse is fail. I do that all the time for like short increments. What'll happen is as you play this type of game more and more, you'll get more and more comfortable with how the character moves. You'll start using your strafing keys more and stuff like that, and it all works together. But it's literally stuff you can only learn by experience. You can't train yourself in how to like appropriately move the character how you want or the camera. You just have to like get used to it. And the more you play, the more you find different ways to move, and you'll use a combination of the keyboard and the mouse. So it's not that pressing in both buttons like this is fail, it's that only doing that, only ever moving like that would be fail, yeah. That's all. We have new swords. Well, we have the Phantom Blade in the main hand and the Sword of Serenity still in the offhand. We upgraded into the Phantom Blade, I think, at level 44. This part of it looks like it's going to go smoother than last time. Last time we had like 12 enemies down here. Oh, wait, I spoke too soon. Okay, it's not 12 enemies. It's a little bit better than last time. Last time was a real mess. We had many more adds down here for some reason. Why mark a skull if you're not going to tank the skull? That's my question. If you're not going to actively tank the skull, why mark it? We got a random bind on equip leather chest. Strength, stamina, and spirit. 20 spirit, 10 stamina, and 8 strength. I mean, I don't really need the strength at all. I'm gonna roll greed. Everyone rolled greed. Let's just roll greed on it. It'll probably sell for quite a bit. Looks like more of a druid piece than anything else. Maybe a hunter piece, I guess.
Great to meet you.
Every piece of gear nobody wants is hunter gear.
Fury reign supreme. Feel the fury of the sand.
Alright, he dropped a two-handed staff. This is the one with a chance on a hit to stun the target. I don't know who this is for. Like, maybe if you're a arms warrior and you have a garbage weapon, maybe you would take this. Like, if your weapon was absolute garbage. But other than an arms warrior, I don't know. I don't know who the heck that's for. I kind of hope that with TBC they rework some of the items like this. That's not really great for anybody. And all it really does is it takes up a drop where something else could drop. There's a really good leather helmet off of that boss. I would love to have the leather helmet. Pretty sure it has agility on it. But instead we got the staff to drop, so there we go. It's a blue weapon with no stats. Yeah, like I beg to differ. How about we make it a green weapon? Because it feels more like a green weapon than anything else. Oh, there we go. There's the second tablet. So if we don't have a mallet, there's not really any reason to clear this room. Unless we really wanted kill XP, but then again, we've skipped so many packs, I can't believe that we're here for kill XP. I have never tried maces. This is the highest level rogue that I've ever had in Classic Era, so... The rogue north of level 25 has all been new to me. In Classic Era. Amy, we'll have to talk about that. We'll have to have an actual discussion, unfortunately. I'll talk to you when I come up after this run.
What's up?
Apparently, maybe we do have a mallet. We're clearing the water area, which typically we would not do. Leaving this pack here, this is a bad idea. You can't... I don't know. If we do the boss, I feel like we gotta clear this 5-pack over here. Unless we drag the boss like way back this way, because we're all gonna get punted back and then up into the air. Oh my god, okay, I just hope he pulls him back. If he doesn't pull him way back into the pool, it's gonna be a wipe. If we aggro this big pack here, we're dead. Oh god, yeah, he walks out there before we're gonna pull all these guys out there. Oh man. I don't even know if I want to get in combat with it. Let's see if he can pull him back. Come on, I don't like it. Oh, there's one ad. I don't like it. Maybe he won't shoot us up into the air. Oh my gosh. Alright. Cool, it looks like we're good. I'm really shocked that we didn't end up pulling that pack. Oh, we got a couple of ads up though. I mean, I'm assuming this group is done here. Since they skipped basically everything they could, yep, it looks like we're good. So I'm gonna run out. We gotta run back to, I think we have the quest to turn in over at Steamweedle Port. So let's go turn that one in. Yeah, we could go after scarabs. How was the run? It was okay. Yeah, it went pretty quickly. They skipped a bunch of stuff, and you know how that bothers me. But, you know, because we skipped a lot of stuff, it went quick. We didn't get any loot, and we did not get a lot of XP. But we spent some time here killing stuff. Alright, well since we did that one, let's just hearth out of here, and then I will catch a flight over to Gadgekstan. Because this one turns into Gadgekstan, and then the other one turns in over at Steamweedle Port. So I'm going to go on a flight here, and I'm going to take a quick break. I want to get a snack really quick. So we'll take a little break, and then I don't know what we'll do after that. I think we might head over to the Hinterlands. Hinterlands sounds like a good idea. So maybe we'll do that. We'll see. I'll be back soon. Amy, no thanks. I appreciate you asking, but I'm good. Risen from the dead? Good evening to you, welcome. Dave, welcome to the stream. Oh, Dave, you've been here. For the control stuff, I know you guys have been kind of discussing like different control schemes and stuff. I'll just throw in my 2 cents. As someone who's played the game for 20 years. I learned with the default controls. You know, I started with just using a lot of my mouse. Having my fingers on WASD was new to me at the time. I didn't play a lot of PC games. And I learned to play with the default in-game controls, which is W forward, S is back, Q is strafe, E is strafe, A is turn, D is turn. 2 buttons move you forward. 1 button moves your camera, other button moves your character. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there's lots of things you can do with the controls. You can make a lot of changes to how the game controls. I would say don't do that until you've put some time into trying to learn the base controls. If you spend some time with the base controls, you'll likely find that they become intuitive and they make sense. Now, if you're with the base controls for a long time and it isn't clicking, maybe that would be a time to investigate some different key bindings. But I would say, like, don't start off right away troubleshooting the key bindings. Let yourself get some experience, let yourself grow with the controls that are there, and then if you're 30 hours in, 50 hours in, and you're like, well, you know what, I really think something else is better for me, then change it. But just use the base controls. The other thing you got to do, the one thing I would rebind, I like my auto run to be my middle mouse push. Auto run by default is numlock, and numlock is okay, but I like it to be my middle mouse push. That's what's really convenient for me, and that's like the one major change that I've made to the movement controls, is I changed my auto run key, so I can toggle it with the middle mouse button. But everything else is just left alone, and I think that's the best way to go about it. Bring the ancient egg to somebody in Tannerus. I don't know what this is. Okay. Alright, I think the last thing that I really want to do in Tannerus, there was a level 46 quest, Gajikstan water survey. I think we can go do the water survey. And then we might have to leave. And find somewhere else to be. Which faction is harder to level? I mean, hard is a variable that everyone judges differently. In my opinion, Alliance is harder. But mainly only because of travel options. It takes longer to get places on the Alliance side. It takes longer to continent hop, it takes longer to hop between questing hubs. You don't have as many like really good travel options. You're not as conveniently located near the dungeons. I think Alliance is a little bit more challenging just because of the travel options. But that's just an opinion. I can't really quantify that with anything. Just thinking about the location of flight points and stuff like that. The Horde have better flight points in more places. Yeah, assuming the time to level is the factor that you're looking at for difficulty, right? That was what the first thing I said was difficulty is determined differently by different people. Like, the playing difficulty is the same. Like, this is an RPG, so you decide how difficult the game is in the sense of like how hard you want your fights to be. Because since it's an RPG, the enemies have levels, and since they have levels, you can choose to fight these enemies or those enemies, and they're all going to be different level. And so yeah, difficulty, like combat difficulty, it's up to you, you know, what your combat difficulty is. But as far as like time to level, like I'm pretty sure that the Horde side's gonna have a faster time to level. If we can vanish. Oh no, I feel bad. I don't really feel bad. I kind of feel bad. I vanished. I dropped my guy onto him. He's gonna be fine, I'm sure. And if he's not, it doesn't matter because he's Horde side. So there's that. He got away. He lived.
Talk to me. Glad I could help. Right back.
This one is level 47, but I feel like the mobs there are a little bit of a higher level. I don't think we're going to do that now. I think I want to see if we can get back over to Eastern Kingdoms and make our way out to the Hinterlands. It's going to involve a little bit of travel. What's our best option? Probably Theramore to Menethil. Yeah, we have to go Theramore to Menethil. And then I guess we have to go to South Shore.
What can I do for you? Safe travel.
I mean, Blizz did eventually give Horde Blood Elves, which is the best race in the game, so I guess there's some proof. Although to begin with, the Horde had only ugly races. I always felt that was why their travel options were better. Why the questing was a little bit better and the dungeon placement was better, to offset the fact that all of the Horde races are absolutely atrocious. And even the physics on their rigs are just basically all worse than the Alliance. Like, all of the Alliance character models and the rigs and the physics are all much better than anything on the Horde side. And yeah, and I just thought, you know, because the Horde are all ugly races, they get better travel options. There's got to be some kind of incentive for players to want to check them out. The Tauren have a nice starting zone. Oh yeah, like a lot of the zones are fine. I love a lot of the Horde zones. The Barrens is one of my favorite zones. Mulgore is awesome. The questing in Mulgore kind of sucks, but the zone is nice. Yeah, they have some nice looking zones. They just don't have any nice looking races. The best original vanilla race for the Horde is the Undead. They have the best animations, and they have the best physics. They don't look particularly great because, you know, they're all bony. But everything else about them is good. What do I mean by physics? Just the way the character moves. Like the way they move, kind of like their animations. If they seem too stiff, a lot of the Horde races are very like stiff and rigid and they don't seem like they have any fluidity to them at all. Just like how the character moves and how it feels to move them through the field. I love the guild name here. Not prepared. That's how I feel. Not prepared. Patrick, good afternoon to you and welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us today. Is it cheap buying fiery weapon off the auction house? Like the mats for it? Because you can't buy the enchant. In classic, you gotta get the mats, then you gotta look for an enchanter, then you gotta give them the mats, then they have to enchant the item. Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12. It's about 12 gold? Maybe like 14 gold with tip? For all the mats and the tip, I think it's like 14 or 15 gold. I think that was what I spent the last time I had to get fiery weapon put on a weapon. So is it cheap? It's not cheap. It's kind of on the pricey side. It's kind of on the pricey side, yeah. Risen, yeah, that was Illidan. Yeah, that's Illidan's famous line. It's like, you know, in the TBC trailer, I think is the first time we heard that line, the original TBC trailer. Is when we learned we were not prepared. Later on in the game's history, you can buy it because later on they can inscribe the enchants onto like pieces of paper, basically, and then enchanters can sell those things on the auction house, and then you can buy it off the auction house. But in TBC and in vanilla, you have to interact directly with an enchanter. You know, you have to meet them in a dark alley. It wasn't until Wrath of the Lich King when they could put it onto parchment and sell those on the auction house.
Can I help you? Be careful.
Alright, I think we're gonna run right to the Hinterlands. There are some quests here, but I don't think we need to do any of these. Level 40 elite. We could probably solo these level 40 elites if we really wanted to. I just don't know if it would be worth it. For now, we'll just go right to Hinterlands and we'll get started in that direction. Oh man, we are way past the point where they're leaving things alone. No, they're not leaving things alone anymore. You missed classic no changes by about 6 years. Yeah, we had classic no changes. That was back in 2019 and 2020. Since then, there have been a ton of changes. The whole looking for group system in classic era wasn't in it originally. We have dual spec. Dual spec is in classic era now. We've already had the no changes thing. We've been there. We did that, and now we're in classic with some changes. Yeah, you missed the boat. So, and we've all had our fill of it. Those of us who were stuck in the boat for the whole time. So no, we've moved on into the era of classic with change. That's kind of, you know, part and parcel for moving forward. There have been changes. There will continue to be changes. One day we'll be playing Classic Plus. Maybe. But yeah, lots of changes.
How are you? Good. Off with you. Hi. Safe travels. What's on your mind? Safe travels.
We have a vendor that sells tender, the recipe for tender wolf steak, okay. Yeah, and the wildkin feathers are on the ground. Yeah, they're on the ground, and I'm hoping that they're big enough that I can see them. Because they're not exactly going to be sparkling. I think they're like big brown looking feathers. Uh-huh. There's one. That's what they look like. The owl can drop the giant eggs for the cooking recipe. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they drop the giant egg, and then I have to figure out what the other 3 components are for the quest. But we can definitely kill some owlkin. I hate owlkin, so any opportunity and reason to kill them is good with me. Alright, that's all the cages. So now we're looking for wildkin feathers, and we gotta go check on the green sludge. I don't know if we're gonna be at a good level to fight these guys or not. Quest is level 48. So we'll just head up that way and we'll see along the way. We'll try to get some more of our feathers. We'll kill any owlkin we come across for the eggs. And with any luck, we should at least be able to hit level 46 here. So that'll be nice. To be fair, Blizzard never said no changes. Players wanted no changes, but since then, Blizzard have outright said changes. Like we discussed, they like to go in now and they like to fix things that are not good for players. They like to make tweaks for quality of life because that's also good for players. They've obviously eliminated a lot of the ways that you could grief other players because, you know, eliminating griefing is good for players. So again, we're in the classic with changes era, and we like that. Around here, we like changes, because usually the changes that they do make are overall better for the game in 2025. It's okay for some things to be in the past, and those things can stay in the past. And we can move forward. A new day and all that. But Blizzard never said no changes. The hashtag no changes was obviously players. So people on social media said no changes. Blizzard never released Classic and said, we're not going to change a thing. That's not how corporations ever talk. You know? SimCity 4, not on one character, no, because, well, logistically that's not possible. I have lots of playthroughs from many different expansions, but nothing so cohesive as to take one character through every expansion. That would be quite impressive. That would be an impressive feat, to have captured every moment of every expansion all the way up to War Within. No, I don't have anything like that. That would be quite a momentous achievement. Most of the content on the channel is classic stuff. But then I have playthroughs of Shadowlands, a base campaign. I have a playthrough of the Dragonflight base campaign. Like, I have some of the base campaigns recorded from some of the X-Packs, but nothing prior to 2019 releases. Apparently all the green sludge around here has been farmed out. We have a level 48 druid working in the area. Here we go. It's sad. It's not sad. All the content is still in the game. Anybody can go into retail. You can do the time walking campaigns, and if you really want to read all the quests, you can do that. The content's still there, but I don't know if a lot of the content is worth somebody going back and recording it all at this point. There are expansions that I would never really want to play again. Like, I would never want to do Warlords of Draenor again. I would never really want to revisit BFA again. But that content's still in the game in a certain way for people that want to go and read those quests. Just takes a lot of work and time to go do it. And a lot of times, unless you're like a collector or a completionist, putting the time in isn't really worth it. Dave, thanks for the super, man. I appreciate that. That's a pretty decent green drop. Gigantic War Axe of the Bear, Strength, Stamina. Possibly an item that might sell on the auction house. Oh boy, this guy's level 48. Oh, another one. Oh, hello. How are you? This might be something we vanish out of. Yeah, I'd love to kill one, but I think we gotta vanish. 3 of them at that level is too many. If we had evasion up, then maybe I could have taken them. But no evasion means no go. If only I had a healing potion. Just one little healing potion. One little potion. We gotta run away. We're running away. Yeah. It was close. We couldn't quite do it. Oh, we're dead. Gio, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks, man. You've enjoyed the last month of Classic more than the last 4 years of retail. I'm glad to hear that. I think that a lot of people have that experience. Let's see. Where am I? Oh my dear God. I think we are quite far away. Very, very far away from our body. It's painful. That's what we get for doing a level 48 quest at level 45, I guess. If by really quick you mean about 150 hours, I'd say wait till after pre-patch. Leveling will be a little bit quicker after pre-patch. But even in TBC, I think you're still looking at, like, to get to level 60, probably like 80 to 100 hours still. Even in TBC. Leveling didn't get quick until Cataclysm. Even in Cataclysm, I feel like it could take a while. But it was noticeably faster. Katie, good afternoon to you and welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us today. Nothing happens quickly in Classic. Yeah. Yeah, it still won't be quick. It'll just be possible. I feel like this ooze quest might be like a little bit beyond us right now. I'm kind of tempted to go back to farming up the troll necklaces. Maybe I just focus on getting those done. The green sludges are fine. It's the jade oozes that are just a little bit too high of a level. A lot of them are level 48, which results in a long fight where if we pull anything extra, we are in a lot of trouble. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep killing these ones, but I might just try to finish up the troll necklaces. Yeah, you want to make sure you're on the anniversary realms. Those are the only ones that are going to roll into TBC. Pre-patch starts on January 13. Dasis Mama, thank you so much for the 1 month. I really appreciate that. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Yeah, these guys are really wailing on me. And no matter what I do, I just keep pulling ads. I want to try to finish it up. What are we at? We're at 10 out of 10 and 4 out of 10. Yeah, at this point I have to go ahead and try to finish it up. Because we're pretty close anyway. Oh my god. They can detect me from behind? Like if I'm behind him, he detects me? Oh, that's not good. Oh, there we go. Do you need mods for Classic? I mean, you never need them. I like Baganator because it combines your inventory and looks nice. I like Dialogue UI because it makes your quest windows look pretty. Like, you don't need any add-ons, but like, the add-ons that I have listed in the description, those are the ones I would recommend. Just for quality of life. Like, Questie is good, Leatrix Plus, Leatrix Maps is good. Ooh, look at that. We found a one-handed sword, 2.5 speed, 107 top end, level 44 equip, Serpent Slicer. That's not going to be better than what we have, because what we have is really good. But it's still a pretty good sword. Like, I could probably sell that for a little bit. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think we're gonna sell that for a little bit of gold is I think what we're gonna do with that. Dasis Mama, thank you for the super and the kind words. I really appreciate that. Thanks again. I think that's the second blue we found. We found this assault band over in Feralas, killing Naga, and I equipped that one because that was an upgrade. But the sword we're gonna sell. Only green sludge is here. We don't need any more green sludge. We need jade ooze. 5 more jade ooze. Alright, let's go check again over to the north and see if we have some respawns over that way. We got jumped by a stealth wolf. What's my all-time #1 character? Like my favorite character that I've leveled up? I don't know. I think maybe the best time I've had leveling up a character was my Tauren Warrior. I took a Tauren Warrior through vanilla into TBC era, and they actually did Wrath and they did Cataclysm too. That was probably the most fun I've had leveling up a character so far. This has been really fun too on this rogue. But the Warrior was probably my most played character in Classic. Until Cataclysm. Oh my god, I can't help but get myself in trouble out here today. I'm just gonna keep getting myself in trouble. So now we not only have ads like from the oozes, we have stealth wolves, and the wolves are all kind of hanging out right where these guys are at. So I can't walk up and fight them. I think I have to pull them back into an area where I know there aren't any wolves, because apparently there are wolves all over the place. I'm just gonna pull him back here. We were mainly a tank on that one. We went between Arms Warrior and Prot Warrior. Oh god. Of course I backed into another wolf. Oh, this is so painful. I really want to get this quest done, and that's why I keep pulling ads. Because I really would like to get this quest done. I'm gonna try to run away, but I don't think that's gonna happen. There we go. Let's gouge him. Let's try to put a little bit of distance between us, and let's hope for the best. He could easily catch up to me and kill me. Definitely not at the right level to really be doing this quest. I think, what do we need? 2 more? We need 2 more. I think we can get 2 more, but how many more times will I die? I don't know. Probably at least once. It feels like the oozes are calling them in. Like, we're right in that area and we don't see a wolf. There's no wolf, and then I fight the ooze for a minute, and then like a minute later a wolf walks up. It feels really weird. Maybe the wolves are patrolling around a bit, because like I check the area, there's nobody there. And then a second later we have a level 48 wolf punching us in the face. We're gonna leash this guy as well, and then we'll try to come after this guy as our last ooze, and we'll see if that works. And if we can kill this guy, then we can go back to fighting the trolls, and that'll be a little bit easier. Yeah, I know they're in stealth. I would assume that I would see them if they were hanging out in the area, because we're pretty close, right? So if there was a wolf here, even if it's in stealth, at this point I should see it. If it's right here in the area. If it's coming from a long way off, like if it's walking in stealth from a great distance, then maybe I wouldn't see it, but if it's right here, I would see it. So right now, no wolf. Let's fight this guy and see what happens. Well, there we go. No wolf that time. Alright, back to the trolls we go. I don't know if we're gonna find all of these feathers. We need 15 of them. I have 5 so far. I probably ran across a bunch of them and just not seen them. We could just run around on the mount and see if we find any. Questie seems to think there are a lot of possible spawn points, but in reality it's not so many. Lots of stealth wolves, though. Kind of hoping we don't get dismounted. Yeah, I can't keep looking for these out here. I have to get out of the area where these dogs are at. These dogs are just driving me absolutely bonkers. We gotta go. I'm gonna try to get back to the trolls and see if maybe we can work on that, but I have to get away from these wolves. The wolves are driving me nuts. And my inventory's full. Okay, I'm gonna run around a little bit in this area. We'll look for some feathers, but I have to make my way back to the peak because we have no inventory space. We definitely came here a little bit too early as far as like our character level. I would have liked to be like level 47, 48 would have been a little bit better to get everything done here at once. Alright, one more to go.
How are you? Keep your feet on the ground. You got my attention. Watch your back. Off with you.
There we go. That is level 46. Let's spend our talent point. We are going to start going into improved slice and dice to increase the duration of slice and dice. And I think that's it for our little foray into the Hinterlands today. I think I'm going to hearth us back to Feathermoon Stronghold. I have a couple of quests that I have to fly all the way back to Root Theron Village to turn those in. And unfortunately, guys, I am basically out of time for today. So I'm going to put us on that long flight. I will get the stuff turned in Teldrassil. And tomorrow, I don't know what tomorrow brings. I don't know where we're going to be. I don't know where we're going to quest. We have a little bit of Zul'Farrak stuff to do. We have a little bit of Feralas stuff to do. We have a little bit of Stranglethorn stuff to do. So we could wind up in any of those locations tomorrow. We could end up visiting all three of them. I don't know. But I hope you guys join me and find out. As always, take care of yourselves out there in the real world and take care of each other. And we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.